me turn up the volume just a smidge so I can make sure there's sound.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Y'all heard me say that.
Man, everybody's already here. We got Tugboat. How you doing? Hey, Seth. Hiya,
And
Keith. Hello, Emma. And hey, Kevin. So glad you guys are here. Feels like it's been forever. Do not unpack. Yeah.
Hi, Alpha Llama Llama.
Hello,
and
Alpha Llama Llama and Stacy. Hello, Ma'at.
Oh, well, hello there, Tyler.
I have a solution for opening this box.
Unpack.
There we go.
That's perfect. Now you can unpack it.
Yeah, 2 weeks was a long time, Keith. I really like doing these live streams, and I missed them.
And it's been more than a week and a half for me. I mean, month and a half for me.
Oh yeah, Ma, it's been off the stream for a long time. So I got this box today. I think this is probably all we're gonna do tonight. I'm gonna unbox this amazing thing that I just got in the mail, just an hour ago. I was like, what am I gonna do for the live stream? And then this showed up.
Yeah, you might have forgotten how to do comics while we were gone. Or do any art. Or talk about nerdy stuff.
Or how to talk at all.
Hi, Dylan. It has been 40 years.
Bum, bum, bum. Batman Year One Artist Edition in the house.
Huge. Is that as big?
Look at that.
Is that bigger than some of our other?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh my god.
I don't think I realized it was so big. Like, let's compare it.
Yeah. Can we grab
So here's like an 11 by 17 artist edition. So this guy is 15 by 21 approximately.
I'm trying to pull out another example.
Is it the size of the Mad Magazine ones are really big.
So is it that big? As big as the Mad Magazine?
This one might be bigger.
That thing is dusty.
No, the Mad Magazine ones are about an inch bigger.
Oh, wow. I did not expect that. Are they wider, too? Is the Mad Magazine one wider?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's about an inch all the way around. That's interesting.
Okay.
So that just means that they are making a good point of, can both those go back in there? Or at least not sit on the scanner.
Okay.
That's a little too much, too heavy for my taste. So that means that they're making these at the size of the art rather than sizing the art at all, I think. No, Kevin, I had to buy this.
They did not gift it to him.
Yeah, DC doesn't love me that much. And I don't even know if DC would be the ones to give it to me. I think it might be IDW that would. Is in charge of these.
Keith says Keith can fit the 6-gun deluxes on their bookshelf. No way can I fit it. Fit one of those.
One of these days, I'm going to build a library edition bookshelf that'll have like a tilted thing on the top, so you can
Yeah.
pull one out and just leave it up.
And it could maybe double as a drafting table sometimes.
Yeah.
A second drafting table.
My Mignola Artist Edition sits sideways on my bookcase. Yeah, the same with these guys. They have to lay down on their side because they're so big. So Batman Year One was, like, has always been one of my favorite superhero comics that's ever been made. I bought my copies from the Lucky's supermarket as they were coming out. 65 cents or whatever they were. And I thought it was shocking.
That
just
Batman
how
Year One was shocking?
Yeah, it was so shocking. It was just so different than most of the other comics I'd ever seen, and the art was so, like, to me, to my eyes, it appeared really simple, but like shockingly good. It looked very realistic to me.
Before you read Batman Year One, were you picking up the Archies and Casper and
No,
Richie
I
Rich?
was
Or?
no. Well, I was, but that was years before this. Like when I was about the same time I was buying this, I was buying a lot of like Alpha Flights and Fantastic Four and stuff like that. And these, what are we talking about? My Frazetta book is in someplace because it's also huge. Yeah. I made a custom bookshelf to fit my artist editions, but the next one I got was the Miller Dark Knight Returns. It was too big for the shelf.
Oh, Alpha Llama Llama.
That's how they get you.
Or Llama Llama. It's probably Alpha Llama Llama, not Alpha Llama Llama. Maybe?
Yeah, it's got to be Llama Llama. Well, it doesn't have to be.
Alpha,
but...
you let us know. Is it the animal or the Greek letter?
So these are photocopies of partially inked pages. That's interesting. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe to show an editor or something. But these are cool. The layouts here are really, really lovely. Man, this is going to be really hard to show.
Yeah, it is.
Will you turn off this light?
Yes, I will. Did that help?
Not really. Maybe it's that light that's causing the glare.
Did that help?
Yeah, that did help a little bit.
Do you want me to try putting on the first light?
Yes, please.
Okay. Because it's awfully dark in here. Very, very moody.
I don't think there's mistakes because I think these are the pages, like, this is the inks as they appeared. They're just like halfway done. I'm sure there might be something if I actually sat down and read it instead of just looking at the pictures.
Dylan says, imagine going out in public and just looking at and reading that book.
Yeah, reading this on the train, on the bus.
On a plane. Oh
on the airplane. Yeah, Seth, exactly. Seeing the stuff, and you can see the changes that were made.
I love
and the corrections.
That's my favorite thing about looking at people's portfolios, or what do you call that? Their original art portfolios at conventions is looking at all the patches and things they erased. seeing the blue line through the inks.
There's always like just really interesting things to me that like tell some sort of a story, but I don't know what. Like, for some reason, this corner and this corner have been pasted up to show the crop marks on them. Like, underneath that, did it get cut off and they had to replace it or something? I don't know. It's interesting. And this was back when you still had to paste up the typesetting. Like, you would send out for what you wanted it to say and what size, and someone would output this because you didn't have Illustrator or InDesign to just do it.
Emma says she went to an Arcrum exhibit and saw the amount of whiteout on the pages that made her feel good about herself.
Wow, these are so clean. Can't even really see the pencil marks. It is interesting that he was doing bleeds here. I'd have to look at my original floppies and see how those printed. Most of the time, when they were printed on newsprint, you could not actually do a full bleed.
Oh.
Some whiteout in here. I love this jacket. Such like a rich guy
with the huge shoulders.
douchebag 80s jacket. Like, so good. That popped collar.
Oh yeah.
But like this train panel is just perfect, man.
But I wonder if, I mean, they had to have used reference.
Yeah, they had to have referenced that. Again, they're so clean. It's not revealing any secrets.
This is something that Alpha noticed, is those two pages are different sizes.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Well, you can see that they're like the trim size is the same, or rather like the crop size.
They cut the top off.
But they cut the top off of this one for some reason, and the corners. I wonder if that's why they had to put the crop marks on for some of these. Is like the corners got cropped off like that, and they had to return them. Keep on flassin'.
What?
David Musichelli signed right here.
Flassin'? What is flassin'?
That
sounds dirty.
This character's name is Flass.
Oh, okay. Just keep on flassin', Flass.
Just keep on flassin'. That's pretty cute because he must have like sold this page to somebody and signed it and wrote that on there. And here you can see the paste up is like yellowing so bad that it's hard to even read.
Yeah.
So stop trying to make flassin' a thing. And this paste up is gone, where it used to say February.
Emma is wondering if maybe it was cut to frame it.
Oh. It's possible.
That would be a shame.
That's interesting. So the book was a weird size, but these are also a weird size. They're like 13 by 20.
Oh, wow.
But they're like official DC paper. So that's weird. I'm very interested in what the hell's going on here, because the images is the 10 by 15 size, which is really standard. Oh, but if you do inside, it's kind of 12 by 18 inside the crop marks. Yeah, that's curious. I don't know. I wonder why that is the size that it is.
Emma says, you're going to have to read the captions. Are the captions amazing? Are they hilarious?
I'm not ready. I have the means, the skill, but not the method. No, that's not true. I have hundreds of methods. But something's missing. Something isn't right. I have to wait. I have to wait. That's not easy, being Batman. I don't know if there are sound effects in here. Are there? I don't think they do.
Yes.
Oh, there's like E, and that's on the page. Who lettered this? Does it say?
Emma said that she did not mean for you to read the Batman captions.
What?
You should take that back. Emma says the captions may explain the original working size of the pages and etc.
Todd Klein lettered this. He's a very nice man. I follow him on BlueSky.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark. How you doing? I like the tree breaking the frame in the right. Oh, like these little guys. Yeah.
Huh.
That's nice. That is nice. Good eye. I don't think a human being could actually kick a tree like that.
I am not gonna get this right. Hello, Sloon. I don't know how to do a C with
Sluninchko?
There we go. I need to look that up.
This stuff. This is the stuff, man. I love just how real this comic felt. Like, and it's because of this stuff. Like just the setting is so like fully realized in this comic. And it's got to be like very thoroughly photo referenced. But getting photo reference for like this in the 80s would have been like, well, if he was in New York, it probably would have been pretty easy to go get. It's really interesting that I don't know anything about Musichelli actually, but he basically left comics after this. Like at least like superhero comics.
He says he likes that E sound effect. Hi, All Out Bikes.
Hey, All Out Bikes. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well.
To see ya.
Yeah, man, this is just like one of the prettiest comics of all time. That foot coming up. Some good whiteout on the scree there.
Alpha asks, I once heard some comic pro say you want to have a full figure on every page. Does that sound familiar to anyone?
I have heard, I don't remember who was saying that. I think that's, I try to do that actually. And it's the point is not so much that you have to have a full figure on every page. It's just that that's an easy way to say that, one, you should be thinking about mixing up all your shots to keep them a little more interesting. And if you show a full figure, you almost inevitably end up showing like a good establishing shot of where they are, which is which I think you should have a like a wide shot that shows where everyone is. Just about every page. Not always.
Hi, Cooper and Stacy.
2 days ago, I found my GameCube in storage, and I've been playing it for the last... every day I miss it. Oh, man, we got rid of all of our game consoles about 10 years ago when we moved, and I kind of regret it now. I would love to, like...
Not that we have time to play.
Not that we have a lot of time to play, but it would be fun to pull out the GameCube and the PS1. It would be fun. Oh, it might have been Howard Shakin who said that. Hey, Cooper. Atari 2600. That would be fun to have. There's a fun little paste up, little taped up patch right there on the layouts.
Fun.
This is interesting.
Blurry,
So
though, on my screen.
These look like sort of less refined. The layouts for issue 2 compared to the ones for issue 1. Like these seem a little bit more worked out, and here you could tell maybe the deadline was catching up to them. Although some of these are really interesting, just how, like, looking at the layouts, I recognize the pages, and they look so much like this. Like, so this one where what's that guy's name? The Batman's friend.
Which friend? Not the butler?
Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, Commissioner Gordon.
But it's before he was the commissioner. Like, this page is this.
Batman has lots of friends.
I just couldn't remember the name. Gordon. And this was like... This whole fight scene is so great, too. Like, it's just real. This is the first time I ever saw Batman, like, having a hard time with a fight. I mean, he got a TV bashed on his head. And he's just, like, fighting, like, street toughs, too. He's not even, like, fighting really skilled people, and he's still, like, all has a hard time.
He's not superpowered.
He's not superpowered. Although he can kick a tree in half that's like true. 2 feet thick.
It was really spongy.
It was basically dead anyway.
Yeah.
This panel for some reason has always really, like, stuck with me. And I don't really know why. There's just something about the matter-of-factness of this, the way it's presented. Just, straight on shot about crotch height. But there's also something where, like, the twist is very clear, but also a little bit strange. I don't know. I don't know why that one has stuck with me. I do appreciate how thick his lines are. Seeing him actual size. Yeah, this one got trimmed down. That must be why they made this book so big, was because all the pages were different sizes. And to make it look normal, they had to put this gray border around everything. Hey, Michael. Yeah, this thing is So good. It's got dirty. All these registration marks too did not age well. It's funny.
Keith was wondering how people track all these pages down after they've been sold and stuff.
I listened to an interview on what's that podcast? And I heard an interview with was it Scott?
Off panel?
Dunbier? Yeah, off panel.
Thanks, Michael.
Where he talked about it, and it can take him years. Like he keeps a bunch of projects going all at once, and it's just like just slowly tracks them down. I mean, a lot of the really hardcore comic book art collectors kind of know each other and talk. Like they're posting stuff on comic arts fans and stuff like that, and so it's not too hard to find some of these. But I mean that's probably why this one isn't complete, is because they couldn't find a lot of stuff.
I looked up Czech pronunciation and I still am not finding. How did you pronounce the Slunichko? I'm so sorry, person. But you said he did this when he was 27.
Yeah.
So thank you for saying that. That is
so young.
So surprising.
I mean, I just turned 50 and I'm struggling to get anywhere close to this sort of like, not just the draftsmanship, but just the storytelling in this book is so good, I think. And this was also, I think, when Frank Miller was sort of at the top of his game. Like, this was my, like I lost interest in a lot of Frank Miller stuff with that black and white book he did at Dark Horse. I can't think of what it's called. Sin City.
Bye, Stacy. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
It's not torture. I just like to try to get people's names right. I'm sure it's torture to hear me try to pronounce it.
And all this stuff, man, like, it's just so well conceived, you know, like you can kind of, I don't know where you would get photo reference of like a New York tenement that had been bombed. Probably
Wow.
there had been New York tenements that were bombed in the 80s, or at least burned down.
It didn't necessarily have to be in New York to find.
Yeah, well, there was that thing in, there was a World Series game in New York in the early 80s that was broadcast live, like all of the World Series, and the fire trucks in the city were so loud because there were so many fires that night that it drowned out the game.
Oh my gosh.
And that was sort of before New York had its resurgence. So I bet you could actually just go find a burned out building. But then, like, the thing about this too is, like, this guy, like the way Musichelli draws this guy feels very comic booky.
But then,
like everything, like things feel very real, but every once in a while, like this guy feels very comic booky.
but the guy to his left is very simplified.
Yeah, he's also like super not important
That's
to
true.
like
That's
the
true,
plot.
but still.
So he's not like, yeah, no, it's just there's just really amazing choices. There was another
two different
character.
styles in the same panel is odd to me.
Yeah, I feel like it totally works, but
it does.
yeah, I didn't
but
even
I wouldn't
like
think that it would.
admire the overlay.
Oh,
That's fun.
little onion skin.
Yeah, that's so they could do a color hold on the background. I forget what color they printed this in the ads.
Having Batman show through it, it looked cool too.
It's when you can see him through the vellum.
Flip it the other way. That way.
Oh, with this Batman peeking
Yeah.
through? Yeah.
Now he's got his costume on. He's hunkered down like a little bat.
Well, I don't want to show the whole thing because that feels creepy to do on. I've actually had people show my books on YouTube where they just show the whole thing page by page, and it always feels like, why'd you do that?
Because now people won't feel like they need to buy it.
No. Although that's
or go
reading
to the library
a comic,
and look through
reading a comic through YouTube is probably the worst.
Yeah.
Like if you go to that trouble, maybe you deserve to be able to read it. But these are fun. Seeing the coloring with the vellum, or not vellum, but the acetate overlay. Oh, here's another. I don't know if I've ever seen this ad. Oh, this is the Who's Who. This is the Commissioner Gordon for Who's Who. That's cool.
Are onion skin and vellum the same thing?
They serve the same purpose, but I think they're actually different. I think onion skin is very, very thin, and vellum is a lot more plasticky. Yeah. One thing about this book is I was trying to find the best place to buy it, and there was a lot of places that listed Frank Miller as the author. And it's like, I get it. Frank Miller did write Batman Year One, but this is like the artist edition. Like, I don't...
So, like, when there were ads for it, the only person mentioned was Frank Miller and not the artist, even though this was an artist edition.
Yeah. Well, they weren't ads. It was just like the way the book was listed for sale. It was.
Oh yeah.
It was Frank Miller was the author.
But as the artist edition,
Musicali would be. I would consider him the author of this. Yeah, exactly. No one is buying this for Frank. Yeah, no, it's one of the things I've tried to have the conversation with some of the publishers I work with, and I haven't found anybody who actually wants to sit down and talk to me about it. But when you make a book and you submit it for publishing, they put together what they call the metadata for it, which is like formatted information so that you can send files to like booksellers and they can like get it into their system and have it all cataloged correctly so it's going to be all automated, and so it can appear on their webpage all automated and everything. And everyone's system is just set up for prose books, so they need to know the author,
the writer of the words.
Yeah. And what I wish they would do is just list the artists and the writers as co-authors, because the systems are all set up for that. You can have more than one author, but then I think they don't do that because people are scared that nobody would know who the writer was and who the artist was.
You could put written and illustrated as like just as equals, not hidden.
Yeah, again, like they do that. Like when you look it up, it usually says artist and writer like specifically later, but like they still need an author.
Yeah, there's
like
been many times when I've seen for example, Harrow County, I've only seen Cullen Bunn's name mentioned.
Yeah. So this is great. This is gonna have to live on my desk for the rest of my life.
Yeah, Mark, totally. The metadata doesn't take into account that in comics, both the writer and the artist are the authors.
Yeah.
Tugboat.
Yeah, and library catalogs. They all use the same metadata.
Gasp, Tugboat.
Yeah, I agree that nobody is hurt by confusing who did what for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to figure out who the artist and writer. Well, you would think actually. There's been a lot of times, like when we were doing Harrow County, I wrote about half of the tales from Harrow County.
Yeah.
And I read so many reviews that talked about Cullen writing them.
Oh yeah.
Even though the names were clearly put
on the page.
On the page.
Yeah.
It's like a 1-page story. It says who did it clearly on that page, but they just assumed that it was Cullen wrote it.
Yeah. That would be another problem to solve. If they could just get
people to actually read the credits.
Yeah.
Impossible. Challenge level, impossible.
Well, he's closing the book. So we've forgotten our routine since I left. Did anybody have anything really cool happen this week?
Oh yeah, what happened in the last 2 weeks?
It is Friday the 13th. Anybody done anything cool for that?
Lonesome Hunter, Howard Year 1 win. Actually, if I can get it going the way I want it to do, we will get a kind of a Year 1 story out of it. Awesome. I don't know if it'll be like, it won't be a 4-issue thing, but. I've wondered sometimes
Black Cat
about
Appreciation Day. Oh, it is because it's Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, Friday the 13th.
We've got tattoos, and it still took me a moment for my brain to go. What do you mean? Today's Black Cat Appreciation Day. Every Friday the 13th is.
Yeah, Dylan, that is weird. That tarot industry wouldn't credit the artists, especially because that's like
strange.
Honestly, feels like 90% of the work. I've thought about doing a tarot card set my own self, but it feels like too much work.
You don't have the time right now, but maybe someday.
Maybe when I retire.
It'd be fun to even do it together. Tugboat, you were at Rose City Comic Con and we didn't get to see you.
Oh no. Oh, it would have been fun if you came over and said hi. Maybe next time.
Were you at the panel that he was on, Tugboat? Seth started researching how to submit to Image once they have a full pitch ready.
That's exciting.
And exciting.
I have I've never pitched to Image actually. One of these days I'm going to, I bet, but I have not yet.
Alpha doing an Oracle card for set for Inktober would be fun. Mark says Jesse Lonergan has a tarot card set coming out soon.
Nice.
Emma, that is A-okay. I am glad that y'all have a car to share, you and your wife. But we would love to see you at some other event.
Yeah. So I'm just reading this first paragraph, and Musicali says, when I started drawing comics professionally, I quickly learned that original art was really production art. Artwork or design meant to be reproduced. The more I understood that reality, and the faster the deadlines seemed to come, the less concerned I became with how clean or pretty my original pages were, because all that mattered was how they looked when they came off the printing press. That final product was the only thing the reader would see. That, I think everybody has to learn that. One of the tough things about doing watercolor art, actually, is just that I have to work as clean as humanly possible, and then I always want the printed stuff to look exactly like the originals. But this stuff, like when you're working with line art, there's so much stuff that you can do. Like I can't really use whiteout for corrections.
Oh, because then the watercolor wouldn't stick right.
Well, and the white wouldn't necessarily be the exact same color as the paper.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I can't have blue line because getting rid of it is a nightmare, because like you can do it with black and white. There's real easy ways you can get rid of the blue.
Oh, but once you put color down, you can't.
Yeah.
Because it would take out whatever blue or bluishness that you have on the page.
Should come down to Los Angeles Comic Con to visit Emma and me. That would be fun.
It would. We'd totally drive to a convention.
Yeah. I want to go to. I haven't been to San Diego Comic Con in over 10 years now. We used to live in San Diego, and I went every year. And this year, when it was going on, I was actually really feeling.
Yeah.
I was missing it. I have never been to LA Comic Con. I don't think it was going on when I lived in Southern California.
Didn't we go once? No, that was Anaheim.
Yeah, we went to Anaheim. I think that was WonderCon when that moved to Anaheim.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Emma and Keith will have booths.
Oh, that's really fancy.
I still haven't tabled at a convention. I went to Rose City Comic Con last weekend, and I did some signings
on one day, and
I did a panel, and then we came home and slept in our own beds.
And I still like Emma's saying that she had some FOMO for Rose City Comic Con, and even us only going one day, I had some FOMO, but at the same time, that was my first convention in 4 years, and it was pretty overwhelming, and I was ready to get home.
Yeah. How does one get a booth for Comic-Con? You can usually just apply. About 6 months.
The webpage will tell you.
Yeah, just go to the website for the comic convention.
Get on their mailing list.
Yeah, that's a big thing, because different shows can be pretty competitive to get in because there's limited table space. Like I know a lot of people can't get into like Emerald City. I don't think Rose City has as hard of a time getting in.
I did see some people say that they got rejected.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Wow. You just have to wait till next year, Dylan.
Oh, you got rejected?
Emma. Screw those guys anyway.
It is surprising who gets rejected, because
no.
Looking at Emma's stuff and other people that I've known that have gotten rejected too, I'm surprised about every time.
And a lot of times when you get rejected, though, you can write them back and be like, I don't think you should have rejected me. At least I know a lot of people who have done that and gotten in. ECC.
Emerald City Comic Con.
Yeah, are taking applications right now. I don't think I'm going to apply for that. I think I'm kind of conventioned out for the year now.
Yeah, me too.
I might go to Richmond next year, but
Virginia.
I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Richmond, Virginia, but I don't know for sure yet.
Reject the
Reject the
rejection.
rejection.
That's right,
Yeah.
Seth.
Reversal. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it.
Oh, the chickens. I told them that y'all said hi, and they are all molting right now, and they were just all, "Don't look at me. Don't sing the song to me. Don't touch me. I know you're trying to touch me. Shut up." So, they're gonna be a little grumpy for a while.
The new David Mazzucchelli coloring book is amazing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, Rudak. Someone else suggested.
Yeah, we got chickens. We have 6 chickens live in the backyard, and they're very sweet. Well, some of them are very sweet.
They're all very sweet in their own way. Like if you're in the chicken hierarchy and you're at the bottom, then you got some bullies. But yeah, before I left for a month, I would give chicken reports at the beginning. People would ask if they said hi and if they got a song sung to them. They did not want it.
Yeah, they are doing pretty well right now, Seth. They are
just getting scruffy.
They're molting right now.
So
they're pretty miserable.
Yeah, they're uncomfortable.
Okay, everybody. That's it. We did it.
Yes.
We're back. I will definitely be back next week, and we'll make some art. Oh, stellar jays are very pretty. We have some that were living in our roof until recently. We got
starlings was what we had.
Oh, is that what we had?
In our
because there's stellar jays around too.
Yeah,
they're very pretty.
They are.
Yeah, next week we'll start painting on page 1. It's fun. I'll start inking some of these pencils.
Oh no. I am back again, Dylan.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That's it. Don't forget to tell everybody that you love, how much you love them, and I love all you guys. And we'll see you next week, next Friday.
Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.